What's going on, guys? We got more 521 content today. So today I have another carburetor install. For those of you that have been watching all of my videos, you probably know that I rebuilt this carburetor, that original one. I got this Weber carb off of Facebook Marketplace. It's a real one. It's not one of the fake China made ones. I got it for a really good deal, hardly used. The reason being was the guy's engine blew and then he ended up selling the truck but keeping the carb. So got that for a really good deal, and today we're gonna throw it on and see if it makes any type of difference. All right, so if you guys notice, on the mounting spot for the intake on the stock one is a lot smaller than this one, the one for the Weber. So what the Weber, and by the way, that's carbon choke cleaner, I just cleaned out the inside. So anyway, the Weber takes like this this like special mounting plate, just because it's a little bit wider of a carburetor. I had to order it. The guy did not have it, so I ordered this one. Here's the two gaskets. This one would be Weber, this one would be the regular. Here's the plate. So this gasket would mount on this side, and you flip it over, the bigger gasket goes on this side, and then the Weber carb goes on top, and this is taper right here. One thing I know I have to do is remove these two studs. All right, quick tip for removing these studs. Take two of the nuts that fit on the stud and put one on, leave some for the second one. Screw it on, and then you will tighten the two together, so in opposite direction, so that you this one gets tight against the bottom one. So in this case, these are 12 millimeters, so I need 2 wrenches. They're now tightened together, and then what you'll do is you'll just take the bottom one and loosen it as if it was a bolt, because then the top one is keeping the bottom one secure, so should move the whole thing. And as you can see, the stud is breaking itself free, and bam guys, stud is out. All right, here's what I was talking about. So you'll put the gasket on first, and then you'll grab your plate, throw the plate on, and then, so it comes with these Allen bolts. Screw that in to where I just took those studs out. All right guys, so now you would take the two studs that it came with, and what I did was I just took two of the nuts and snugged them up the same way I took the old ones off. Instead of loosening from the bottom one, you would tighten from the top one so that they get snug. All right guys, so I completely forgot about these. It comes with these other two studs, one with the stock thread size and then a little bit smaller on this side. Reason being is because they're extended, so you can actually get the carburetor on, and the carburetor won't fit perfectly with the thicker studs on one side, which is what I was noticing. So you take those other two out. So from the beginning you should take all 4 studs out. But yeah, you get these in, and then you should be able to get the carburetor on from there. Carburetor set on, and don't forget this, if you guys are doing this too, the throttle cable. And then the other side came with the slightly smaller nuts for it. Don't forget the lock washers. All right guys, so I got the throttle cable on, carburetor's completely bolted in, and then the choke is in, and right back here Not sure what kind of 620 this guy had on or what adapter plate, but this thing was upside down, so there's a little nut in the back. You just flip it 180 degrees for the 521. Then I had to adjust this so that the cable wasn't pulling on it a little bit. For that, you just loosen this completely. This is the locking nut side or whatever, and then there's one on this side too. You loosen that all the way so that it's free. Hook up the cable and tighten it down to where it's just like doesn't have any slack. And then I was looking at this and noticed I have to go around here, and then I went and got some random extra fuel hose out of the shop. Then I come back and realize I'm pretty sure I can take this and swap it around, because I'm pretty sure this is just a plug. So we're gonna find out right now. Looks like right here is just an Allen plug, and then this is a 14. Just loosen this, and I think I should be able to swap it around, and then that way I can just run the fuel hose from here to here. Alright guys, check this out. So I got that completely switched around. It's kind of a hard bend, but it's not kinking, so we're good there. This carburetor is actually really cool. I didn't even realize you could do that, but I guess it makes sense since it's like, you know, the same on both sides. Last thing I had to do was get the vacuum hose connected for vacuuming vents. I think that's it. I'm gonna spray a little carbon choke and see if it even fires. All right guys, so far it's working good. This thing is super low on fuel though, so I'm kind of guessing that really soon I'll have to go and fill the old gas. I would drive it to the gas station, but it's not licensed and not insured, for one, and two, I don't really trust this thing quite yet, so I'm not just gonna go sending it, you know. I think it might be you have the choke on right now. It's actually pretty cold out right now. It's like 40. Alright guys, so trying to get it running here, right? And it seems like whenever I would press on the gas or whatever, it would like kind of stay running for a second or act really weird. And then I was really wondering why it was like smelling so rich, and then I was seeing smoke kind of coming out from the engine bay. So I'm looking around, and I'm seeing the fuel drip right onto this exhaust, which is extremely dangerous. So I was like, crap, I'll shut it off. And then I shut it off, and I'm feeling around for the fuel leak. I was kind of thinking it was coming right from here at first, but it's not. And I'm looking around, and it's leaking right at the bottom of this right here, which is called the accelerator pump. It's leaking right out the bottom, so I'm either thinking either the gasket is bad or the diaphragm in the accelerator pump is bad. So they're not too terribly expensive. So I'm gonna have to leave this for now until I can get one of those ordered and put in. Hopefully that should fix that. Kind of sucks, but I mean, I guess that's what I get. I got it for a pretty good deal, and never really knew any of the story with it, so yep. And yeah, it's really dark out here, and it's not even 5:30. Least favorite time of the year. But yeah, so I'll just go ahead and push this back right next to my Z, and I am gonna try to, since I got to put that away for a bit until I can get that ordered and installed. I lost my blinkers on the 520, so on these on the 520s they have what's called a brake pressure switch. Usually like on the later models they don't have pressure switches. They have like a little switch on the pedals where when you press the brakes your brake lights will go on, whereas the 520s they have a brake pressure switch that goes usually on top of, like, right here, and when you press your brakes the pressure will send a signal to the 2 wires that are coming off the top, and that's what'll make your brake lights go on. But mine kind of blew out, so I don't have brake lights anymore. So I'm gonna try and see if I can get brake lights. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not an expert at wiring, but it doesn't seem like it'd be too difficult. So I have a 521 pedal assembly in my 520. When I did the swap, that was the only way I could do it with my downpipe, and they still had the little like switches on the back of the pedals, so I'm gonna see if I can wire those so I can run it that way and not have to worry about the pressure switches anymore. Most people hate those pressure switches because they blow out all the time. But yeah, I'll pull it up and see what I can do. All right guys, got it pulled in the shop. I just want to show you guys what this pressure switch looks like. So it's that guy right there. 2 wires come off the top, and what happened was it started leaking out of here, and I don't know what caused it, but I started smelling like this burning wire smell, and or something like that. I don't really know, unless it was burning brake fluid. I don't know, but it's coming from this. Brake fluid went down, and so I had to take the 2 wires off. I taped them off just so it wouldn't burn anymore. But if I can get it wired how the newer trucks have it, I'll just get a plug for this so it won't ever happen again, because this is a weak spot right here for these, and I'm assuming that's why they changed it in the later years, is because they realized that this was not ideal. I'm hoping I can just use these 2 wires here. This is a 521 pedal assembly. So these are what I was talking about, I think. But if I can wire this in, those don't look very good. I don't even know if I can use this. Might have to order a new one of those too. Maybe I'll just touch the wires to see if that's actually gonna work. But if that's the case, then that would be great. All right, you guys would not believe what I just found out. So, like I said I was gonna do, I got the 2 wires in here. I just got 2 random wires and just kind of twisted them together and hooked them up. And I turned my ignition on, and check this out. One brake light, but that's actually brake lights on. So there's a little piece on my pedal missing, but I'm not sure why that one's not working. Maybe it's a bad connection because I just have shit twisted together. But check this out. Kind of hard to see, but you see that little gray pin? If you press it, it's actually a button. So when you press it in, there's supposed to be a little thing on the brake thing. So when the button is being pressed, the brake lights will be off, and as soon as you press it away, the button won't be pressed anymore. That little gray button, and then that's when the brake lights will go on, is when they're not pressed. So if I stick my finger back behind there, check this out. I'm hyped, guys. I honestly did not think that was gonna work, because I don't know why, but I mean, it seemed pretty simple, so I just thought maybe I'll try it. But that is amazing. So tonight I'm gonna order that diaphragm, that accelerator thing for the Weber, and I'm gonna order a new one of these little switches, and then I gotta find a plug for that pressure switch so I can get rid of that. That'll be amazing, because you have no idea how many people I've heard talk about it. Talk about the pressure switches going bad so often. So that's amazing. I'm excited for that. Also, I might try and, I still don't have front blinkers either, so here I am again, the non-wiring expert. I'm gonna try and see if I can get front blinkers. So a long time ago, when I had the full stock harness in this thing, I had it wired. Oh, okay, so first of all, the reason I ripped the whole wiring harness out is because it was frayed. There was tons of burnt wires. Everything was a huge mess. It looked horrible. And that's the first reason, is I wanted the new harness so it's a little bit more clean and nice. And then second reason is the whole like stock harness for headlights and stuff used to be on the inside of the fender well right there, and it was just kind of not the greatest look in my opinion. Just like in the 521, you guys have probably seen all the wiring in there. But I had my friend Isaac. He's an amazing wiring guy. He knows what he's doing. I don't. So I asked for him for help, and we have the whole harness, like headlight harness, coming in from the inside of here. He actually made a whole custom harness for me, which is amazing. It hasn't failed me. So it's coming from behind those plates, and it's weatherproofed on the inside of the fender here, and it's going down and connecting to this headlight, and then it's going through the front cross member of my frame to this other headlight. So it's all hidden. You would never even know it's there. Okay, camera died, but here I am charging it. Anyway, what I was saying is I had my headlights, my front blinkers, the corner ones are blinkers stock, and then I have those, you guys have probably seen those little orange lights on the fender mirrors. Those were blinkers as well, and I had those wired in. So I'm gonna see if I can somehow get those back, because I haven't had front blinkers ever since doing the engine swap. So I'm gonna see what I can do. But I'm gonna do it off camera and let this charge a little bit, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, so I ended up calling Isaac and asking him to help me fix my front blinkers, wire them in completely. So he came and helped me make a brand new harness. He pretty much did all the work, but I usually learn a lot from watching him. Anyway, got these glowing now when the headlights come on. And now my blinkers work, and those are in sync with the outside ones. So happy to have this back like this. It's been so long not having front blinkers. It's been like 3 years, honestly. Yeah, just glad to have that back. But anyway, thanks as always for watching. Hope you guys guys liked the video.